I'm looking for EDG to clap in this game. That is my hope. Because I think it could be close. I think Trace could even win. But I'm hoping that EDG come out here and put on a masterclass performance, giving me hope that EDG can pop off. EDG were not looking amazing towards the end of the previous tournament, and that's the last time that I watched them, but they still turned up in the finals and delivered a good performance. Oh, so Trace have beaten EDG before. They know that it's possible. They know that they're capable of it. This is going to be some generally fairly sensible Valorant as well compared to the previous game, I think, which featured FPX. Alright, so we're heading to Sunset first. I've watched a lot of EDG on Sunset, just not in this tournament. So the compositions, we've got Breach Sova, that's interesting, with KO Sova. So big Sova believers, presumably for the trip break. I feel like Sova's a little awkward to use on the rest of the map. I prefer Breach Fade here. I think that if you're playing Breach Fade with the Raze, you still have enough ways of being able to break the trips that I don't think you have to be too worried about them. Let's see if they are cooking. So we've got a trip here for backside control. Classic camera that's going to watch towards market and towards B main. This is like a shock dart lineup to break this trip if he decides to throw it at some point. And this trip is in a different place. Maybe this trip is in a different place here so that it doesn't get broken by shock darts. So we might be starting to see the anti-shock dart setups already. Early round, recon one way to try to post Fang Fang up on a more aggressive angle. And Smuggy's got a lineup to go towards market, I think that one is. But it might also catch the Cypher. No, that's for market. Yep. Kangkang's looking to try to pressure mid at the very beginning. Nice flash over the top. Lovely KO flash from Smuggy. But they're a bit slow here. They do get the punish and the smoke comes in. Wow. That looked a bit dangerous for EDG there. They're trying to path through mid like this without a smoke at their back. And they're also not doing it super quickly. But honestly, the pause in the round that EDG threw in after they took that space ended up being really important to punish these two players. If they had just decided to try and path really quickly, they would have got caught from behind. Nice thing to throw in on the pistol round there from EDG. So Shishu isn't even playing here to really swing. He's playing to get early info A-Link, and then when the cam gets broken, then he can swing off Haodong's contact. Very nice beginning to this map from EDG. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So Fang Fang dodges the knife, starts working forwards towards elbow. This is a bit dangerous going for this peak, but he's going to sync it up with the stun. It's dangerous because the stun isn't going to catch onto everybody, and in theory there could be EDG players posted up aggressive who can swing like aggro. But it's a good timing on the reclear from Trace. Trying to throw that shock dart to break a trip that could be potentially placed here. But you see, these trips are being placed much further back. In fact, Kai, I don't know where his second trip even was. So this push out has now met the trip on A. Ooh. The drone tag onto Flexin, forcing him to reposition. And Haodong's now getting info that he's getting pressured. He can call the accelerate from the rest of the team. He beefed the TP though. Kangkang's gonna have quite a lot of pressure behind. If Kai just plays his life... Oh, he's trying. Oh, the stun! The follow-up on the stun is lovely there. Really good on-the-fly coordination from Hebe and Kai. Now it's just Kangkang left in a 1v3. Good reaction from Trace. The stun here and the push out through A main with 3 people ended up being really important. Yeah, like why didn't Haodong buy in the previous round? That's really odd. That's really strange. I think that's just a misplay from Haodong. Could have made the difference as well, actually. So the drone is used quite early here. But Hebe has not been forced to use any of his breach utility, and that's actually going to make it really difficult to push Fang Fang off the angle. Because if you push Fang Fang away... Well, first of all, how do you push Fang Fang away? Because you've already used your drone, and you don't have prowlers here with this composition. The counter stun is really good. Keeps all of EDG back. But now that the stun is out... Oh, they're going to try to fight into the one-way, and Hebei gets the better end of it. Okay. Trace still coming out good. Nobody goes for the lurk on Sova. Rather than having that set up with a flash over the top, just seeing if he could find a pick. It's not a crazy play to go for there for a nobody, because you know that there were 3 players over towards A. And you know that there's going to be 1 hard anchoring B, so he's just hoping that he can force a 1v1 and open things up for the rest of his team. So, thus far, EDG have lost 2 rounds now to basically losing this fight over towards A. So either you need to commit more heavily into it, try to force out the fault line early on in the round, and then use the timing to push back in. Maybe save the drone for clearing that area. Or you need to just focus on different parts of the map. And accept that Trace's composition is too good at fighting over A. I mean, look at the resources they're investing. Recon dart, one way, stun down the line potentially comes through. So they're making it look like they're fighting over this, and now they're going for a B pop. So this is a nice adaptation from EDG on the eco, because they know that there's 3 players over here towards A. They're trying to keep these 3 players A by defaulting slightly over there, and now they're going to pop B where they know it's going to be weak. So I like this play. Kang, dodging the bullets like fucking Neo from the Matrix. And Kang might be able to win this round with his ultimate. Oh my god, he's going for it. But the Boombot didn't even catch anything. Ah, he did so much damage, but he didn't get the kill. Flexin survived on literally 1 HP. They're watching the cage for Chishu as well, and the round is over. That is unfortunate for Kang. Alright, so now Kang's got money to buy, so there should be another rifle online, and EDG have got almost this big KO ultimate to be able to play off. They're swapping up the defensive setup here, so coming out of the timeout, Trace go for a different defense setup. This looks like a trap play off the cam contact. I've seen Sentinels run this setup before, and I think it's really bad unless you have Showstopper to follow it up. Because if you just try to stun down this line and then run to try to follow up, the attackers are going to be able to back up, and you're just going to end up taking a bad fight. But here, if the cam takes contact, they stun, and then Fang ults, I think they're very likely to get value out of it. And this round as well, EDG don't realize that the defensive setups changed very much because they didn't pressure A at the start of the round. In the previous, they were kind of defaulting over towards A, and they were realizing that the Sova and the Breach were there. Now, they might have a read because this recon dart wasn't thrown. That might be something that's in the back of EDG's heads. And now they've actually seen the Sova on B, so now they know it's a different defensive setup. But what does that do to their attack side calling? Oh, Kang caught. The ult from Fang cancelled instantly by Smoggy's ultimate. Very good reactive play there by Smoggy. He didn't even have his ult online at the beginning of the round. Oh, and Smoggy gets another one as well. Excellent round by Smoggy. And Haodong's going to be able to pick up this lurk kill as well. Yeah, great punish as well by Chishu, who's just... We've seen him in this post-plant setup playing over towards here, just waiting to play off the rest of his teammates. And now we get to see if Fang can pull out some unbelievable magic to win the round. Oh, almost, but Chishu's movement is too good. As usual. As usual, the movement god Chishu. God, look how good that is, though. Smoggy doesn't have his ult, gets a kill on a player market, immediately realizes that he's got his KO ult online, and reacts to stop the ult coming through from Fang. That's really fucking good. Awesome round by Smoggy. Hot take, Chishu's the best player on EDG. Yeah, I mean, anytime Kang isn't having an unbelievably good tournament, that tends to be the case, I think. Although Smoggy's had some outrageous tournaments last year, too. Maybe like one where he looked hands down the best player. Maybe 2, though, actually. Ooh, so overall, with the paranoia as well for EDG to try to get out onto side. We haven't really seen this trip get contested, but you can see that Tracer fighting heavy over backside control. And now trying to flood back in. I don't think that caught onto... Oh, it did catch onto Kankang. Kankang's going to get spotted here. He has to try and fight his way out. This is a really bad situation for Kankang to be in. He needs help from nobody. Reposition towards the pillar. Dude, Kankang is fighting World War III. Oh, good swing timing, but he was moving while he was shooting. And his crosshair placement was at the body. But yeah, good. Okay, so Trace getting value there from playing for backside control. They have the trip to control backside. They have flood players coming in with the breach ult as well. And they have double cages set up for backside control too. Very solid setup. I really think that backside control on B is incredibly powerful. I've said this since the map was released. But I do like that setup. I think that setup is super good. Holding on to this area of the map and then being able to flood back in with it, I approve. So start of the round, Fang Fang's going to look to try and take contact again. Stun for the peak. Wow. Oh, Kankang gets another one actually, and YOU is 1 HP. Jishu, by the way, picks up a kill on the lurker in mid, or rather, picks up a kill as the lurker in mid. And Haodong decides to reposition to get the plan down on B. Oh, Trace were completely in control of this round, doing the same shit with Fang Fang swinging off the breach utility, and then it all went to pot. One issue here, though, is that Kankang is miles away from the action. Miles away. And the other two only have sheriffs. Oh, he's gone for the cage pop fake. He's baited out a kill onto Chishu with that. Here comes Kankang, though. Perfect timing. And now Kankang has nade. They know that Kai's off the spike. Could have played the time a little more there, I think, instead of trying to double swing. Maybe that could have got a bit dodgy. But Kankang ended up playing that round really well. I mean, look how good this like stun reclear setup is, though. It's only the blind from Smoggy that ends up actually allowing Kankang to trade that kill, I think. Otherwise, probably the spray transfer would have been there. 4-4. And I think what we're seeing is that EDG are being able to pull rounds away while still not really dealing with the major theme of Trace's defense, which is backside B control, A main control with the double initiators. And we're not really seeing EDG counter either of those. They're actually just trying to work around the other parts of the map. They're trying to find picks in mid, for example, with the punish onto flexing in that round from Chishu, or the pistol round where they pop flash their way in through mid, or like trying to apply pressure through market, which they did in one of the previous rounds too. And they're trying to ping-pong pretty heavily from one side of the map to the other, which I like that from Haodong. I like that attack side calling. But I think at some point here, they've got to try to figure out how to get through this area of the map. Because if they just keep getting caught by the stun reclears, at some point, like, Tracer not doing that off contact. Tracer just picking a timing at like 125 to stun reclear A. So if you can wait that out and just late take A, I don't think Tracer are going to be able to find the timing to do that. This is also the first eco round that we've seen from Trace, and their players are in like outrageously passive positions. I'm not sure exactly what they're set up for here. Maybe it's to play off the Sova ult. But this is really passive from Trace. I mean, in most rounds, Kai would be holding backside there to follow up off the paranoia. But Chishu's just walked his way into B. No contest. And they're applying all this pressure to B. Meanwhile, the three players are trying to head over to A. So they're trying to do this kind of setup to pull away the initiators and allow them easy access to A. I think this could go wrong, though, because if Chishu gets caught and drops a rifle, this could snowball a little bit. Especially if Fang Fang manages to pick one off and fall out of sight on A. Having said that, though, Chishu is drawing everybody to B. I just don't see how his exit strategy works here. He goes 1 for 1, but Feng Feng also doesn't get a pick on A, so this is not a disaster for EDG. Oh, Feng Feng's going to try and take a timing. Hao Dong's got a really important trade there. What a shot from Kai! The ult there from Kang, I think, is to try to trade out Feng Feng. Oh, the flash from Hebei. Turned. Nobody. Sharp. Kills them both. Ooh, interesting. So instead of going for the unbreakable trip, they put down this version of the trip, just like a super standard, kind of like much worse version of the trip, but it doesn't get hit by the shock dart. The anti-shock setups are so real. And now Feng Feng doesn't have initiate to help, but he has the operator, and if he gets pushed off with the op, he can recontest with his ult. He's going to try and timing the drone, re-peek. But yeah, I mean, he's been pushed away here, but he has the ult to play with. I would be very cautious as EDG right now. The stun, as soon as you see that stun, you've got to assume that Feng Feng got posted back on the angle, even though he didn't. So they're going to end up here getting funneled into the more defensive setup from Trace. So Trace have played this round really nicely. EDG are too scared to go in. There's only 20 seconds left here. There's going to be 3, maybe even 4 players ready to defend this. The trips went down, though. Oh, and the flash is pretty perfect. Kang only goes 1 for 1, but Hao Dong gets one. Chishu trades out. Lovely flood into the backside there from EDG to stop the rest of Trace. This is very different from Trace. Walking down mid, 4 players. Using the conditioning that EDG don't want to go towards A. EDG are scared of this area of the map, so they're not worried about a fast reaction into A. So they push 4 people into mid and just walk down to support the operator. Multiple people holding tiles, multiple people ready to trade, op holding on this angle. Good setup from Trace. Good setup. And it works so well because they've already conditioned EDG to be scared of this part of the map. I feel like Kang's made a really nice read on what's happening here because he realized that they were stacked so heavily towards mid. I think Kang's made the round-winning lurk here. Now, he might still get caught by Hebei though, and if he does, the round's kind of over. Yeah, Kang just not thinking about the fact that he could have been timing a little bit there over towards CT. And now they're going to be able to ult flexing in. It's pretty much over. I think this should be a done and dusted round for Trace. It's good to do economy damage here, but there won't be any of that either. Yeah, I love that play from Kang. He just ended up getting caught by pushing a little further than maybe he should, but he really didn't push that far. They still haven't really figured out how to deal with this A setup at all. Where Feng Feng's going to be potentially posted. They have recon. Okay, so they suppress Feng Feng. They know where he's playing. They're going to drone up. And with Feng Feng pushed back, Hebei doesn't really want to use utility here because what's the point? Feng Feng isn't going to be able to get posted onto it. But now you could try to go for some re-clear strategy with the Raze ult. So like, as soon as Feng Feng takes contact, you could follow that up with a deep flash and a deep stun, and Feng Feng could ult. Oh, I don't like how far forward he's going here though. Oh, they're just going to send it. Wow, he still gets a kill out of that. He just chose a random timing. He didn't do it off his own contact and like take a shot, move behind the pillar, re-push. He just decided to take a timing in the round and gamble that EDG was still over towards elbow. It kind of worked, but EDG have still been given the entire site control, so I think we can argue about how useful that really was. Recon Dart gonna come in. We'll see whether it lands up here again. Is anyone ready to break that? Oh, it was a different recon, but they broke it immediately. Smoggy swings and kills Flexing before the trade can come through. Big kill from Kang there. Kai goes down, and the one way there is really good at stopping Shishu from being able to trade properly. This is a lot of pressure onto the retakers. Sorry, onto the post planters. Shishu's... Oh, Kai went for a different weapon instead of just waiting for Shishu to push him. Nice try by Kai. Nice try. Overall, though, nice ideas from both teams in that half. I really like that half from both teams. Very good quality Valorant. I think better than the other semi-final that we were watching. I think Trace were doing a lot of stuff just based off, like, picking a timing in the round instead of it being based off some kind of contact or info from what EDG were doing. But to be honest, so often their read was correct that I can't be mad about that. Why is Haodong prepping his paranoia there? Is that in case there's a really fast double blast pack play on the pistol? I think that might be the case. I think he was anticipating there a double blast pack like this, and he was prepping his paranoia so that he was able to get away whilst closing the door. Cool awareness. Now this looks like it's going to be a mid pop. Are they going to do a double blast pack play? Like, we've seen some people do this double blast pack play here to try to put pressure on a player that's holding mid from this position. Clearly they're planning something, because Fang Fang has bought the double satchels. Kankan the only player still defending A because they've seen them up mid. Kankan is holding with a shorty, just allowing them to lurk up. Sorry, allowing them to lurk up here. That's wild. So EDG's pistol round strategy is to leave only Kankan A and play full A retake. Kankan has a classic that he can swap to. Wait, he actually might not even use it. He might double blast pack into here with the shorty. Is he going to double blast pack with a shorty into sight off the back of the flash recon? Oh my god, he's going for it. There's no one there. There's no one there. Oh my god, he finishes off YOU and now he's got a pistol to work with. He jumped into the smoke with a shorty. He was desperate to get value out of the shorty, man. Wow. Wow. That is cool. That is cool from EDG. They have a pistol round opening that actually gets value out of the fact that he's bought the shorty. Because he's just like dead in case they go for the overpush. Realizing that everybody on EDG is gambling towards mid and B. If he's not required, then it's fine. He still has the classic. But if he is required, he's got the double blast pack to be able to re-clear and put a lot of pressure on the hardest spot to flush out without breaching the comp. God damn. So Trace just looking for some mid control. Look how easily EDG are giving up A. Compared to the way that Trace were playing, where they tried to really control this angle, EDG are so ready to just rotate off and try and fight for mid or B. This re-clear is also so aggressive from Kankan. Trying to make something happen. Taking a risk on the bonus round works out perfectly. Perfectly. There's no way that Trace anticipated that. So now they're playing for a backside trip here, but it's on the opposite side compared to how Trace were running theirs. That's a bit whiffy from Fang Fang, but a really nice shot from Kankan. I don't know why the EDG players were trying to fight there before the utility came through. That just seems a bit over-aggressive from Kankan and nobody. It's still a 3v3. They should be able to recover rifles, though. Why are these guys not using the rifle? I swear, Kankan dropped a rifle here, and they're still running with the fucking Ghost. Alright, smoke to try to get the defuse off. Shishu goes down. Haodong's toes caught by that. So honestly, considering how much damage Kangkang did at the start of that round by getting all the way down mid and picking off the Sova, I think this retake should have been like when they get into a 5v3, that retake should have looked way more dangerous. Oh, that's unlucky. The way that nobody got caught there was unlucky. I thought he was peeking in front of the smoke. Is this map 3? No, this is map 1. I don't understand why they didn't pick up the weapon. I don't know. I think Haodong just mentally overheating. That's really important from nobody that he helps Shishu there. But Trace running our first, like, fast exec of this map so far, I think. Oh my god, Flexin is so aggressive here. Nobody able to help Shishu. Full offsite post plant does not seem like the greatest idea here for Trace. Oh, they catch the angle onto Kangkang as he tries to throw the nade into main. This is where Haodong needs to be using his smoke utility better. That smoke is not good enough. You want to be either smoking the spike or you want to be doing this one way that the EMEA teams are all really focusing on.
但因为 TE 拿信息的手段是比较匮乏的，只有一个寻敌剑。哇，康康是真的很胆大，手上有玩焰火在啊，是真的。听到飞剑声音了，直接往前轰，但是这下没有轰得到，峰峰闪转腾挪，往前再往后，又是峰峰的走位操作秀啊！雷兹惊喜翻腾秀啊，这个地方。 康康其实是很想去逮这个 timing， 我觉得是完全。他想抓的其实是无人机的驾驶员，但可惜峰峰第一时间跳出来之后是有吸引到一个注意力。
Getting a bit unlucky for Kangkang in general, but I just don't think that play is really set up as well as we saw from, well, to be honest, from Trace actually. I don't think it was that well set up either, but at least they were going for like a reclear through elbow with it. And I think that EDG losing these early round fights is just opening up so much space for Trace. Nobody's positioning. He actually gets one. I don't know what I feel about Kangkang's fight at the beginning of the round there, to be honest. Les is the best player going to Madrid. We don't even know Les is going to Madrid. Dude. You look at that from Trace's perspective. The Omen ultimate dodged the Raze ult perfectly and the Blast Pack. The Omen teleport and the Blast Pack dodged that Raze ult to perfection. It looked really strange from Kangkang's perspective, but that was a nasty outplay by Trace. 9-9. Kangkang picking up the operator. This is a huge round. This is an enormous eco swing round for everybody on EDG. The knife at the start finds them good information that this is going to be an A hit, especially when combined with this recon. If Kangkang has a shorty here, if Kangkang bought a shorty, I could see him going for the same double blast pack play, where he goes in and hits the people in backside. They're just giving them A. EDG are super confident in these A retakes. Good one way from Haodong. Recon comes in over the top. Kangkang's not going for it though. They ult. Shishu picks one off. It's not a disaster here for EDG just yet, but it's not amazing. Oh, and the flash into backside is nice from Trace. Kangkang stuck in a 1v2. I think he should know that they've both gone backside. Just based off what happened to Shishu. Oh, he's not clearing the close corner. Heibei also had an aftershock. Like, Heibei's reposition there allows him to play aftershock through the wall onto the post plant. That looks so nice from Trace. EDG can't afford them to just give them the A site like that. You just simply can't afford them to give them the A site. They didn't even use... What is that from Haodong? We didn't catch that on camera, but what is that from Haodong? Huh?
非常的这分 T 进攻是选择给了中路一颗黑杖，这其实是一个给对手的蒙蔽的烟雾，但是这样的话也会导致自己想要禁闭少一颗烟。
Shock doesn't catch anything. Recon into the backside. EDG not actually playing for backside control. They're getting pushed back, so this is going to end up being another retake. EDG had 2 players down the A line at the beginning of this round, so they could have stacked and tried to play for backside control. Instead, Chishu gets isolated by the Sova ult. They're getting picked to pieces. Trace's ideas in the post plant, they're really nice. I mean, that Sova ultimate in the post is awesome idea. I feel like Trace look amazing on this map. They actually look amazing. I like how difficult they're making it for EDG to get back in as well. They have a player over towards market. They're very willing to fight back site with the rest of their Sova and Breach utility. They're not actually having to use very much to get into the site either because EDG are playing off site so much. So they're being able to save a bunch of their utility and use it to harass EDG as they come in for the retake. EDG are getting rolled. Nade, Recon, and the one-way at the start of the round for EDG to lock off B main control, and Kangkang uses the one-way to be able to kill Kai.
这样至少是抓掉了小开的一个位置。
而且神剑曲线没有办法在这一轮抛出来了，这对于防守方来说是一个很大的助力。
这个回合看到 TE 对于中路的一个控制还是来的比较多。
而且很
Slowed down the round here from Trace. I feel like the longer you take here, the more Kangkang's ultimate becomes extremely difficult to get past. They're just having to re-drone to clear out all of this space, using the recon to see whether or not anyone's scaling off it. They find out that, yes, flexing is. This positioning could be interesting from Feng Feng. Gets cleared by the drone. Has to leave. And now, Kangkang's ult should be able to shut this down. Kangkang should definitely pop ult this round. He's on such a bizarre angle. Horrible angle from Kangkang. Horrible angle. If he plays tied to pillar there, he can still try to spam as they come in and then just immediately pop ult. I think he's just tossed. There are still 2 rifles available for EDG, but they're at a weaponry disadvantage. They don't know where Trace are. Trace has been getting pretty aggressive with their post-plant util as well. Haodong is smoking. I mean, that smoke isn't that bad, but I don't think it's quite as good as the one-way. Haodong's in front of the smoke, but the others aren't. Oh, nobody's just fucking crab walk swings around the side and kills both of the initiators for Trace. Close round. Close round. I don't really think that they were that coordinated. Haodong was the only one in front of the smoke to begin with, and then nobody ran forwards, but Haodong didn't end up being super tight. Like, Haodong and Chishu were playing with each other, kind of. But if nobody doesn't pick up those 2 kills... Ooh, that round could get a bit dodgy again. I think the EDG retake protocols do not look particularly strong, and that's very worrying because they're ending up playing retake in so many of these rounds. They're not playing to flood. They're not playing for, like, aggressive A main control in very many of these situations. So they're being forced to play retake, and it looks a bit dodgy. Alright. Recon over to try to see whether anybody's getting deep into mid. And Trace were just kind of holding, waiting for EDG's potential aggression. Kangkang has walked down mid in some of the prior rounds, but, I mean, Kangkang walking mid in this round would just be a ridiculous situation, I think. So Kangkang's currently on top of this box. He has a decent angle over the top of this. It's not the perfect angle, though. He can definitely get, like, double swung. Yep, he's going to pop ult to try to respond to this. Good response from Kangkang there. It's a nice idea from Trace. I like that set play to go for the stun and the blast pack. We saw an EMEA team doing that, I think. Haodong gets one. Nobody reclears as well. So they've cleared out all of these players that are over towards mid. Using the Sova ult to put pressure on the planter. I mean, if Trace want to win this round, it's probably going to be Hebei not getting cleared and he got cleared by the recon and just got stuck in the corner. And now the coordination should be good. It was pretty good. I mean, the way the YOU was like, was it YOU? Was like jiggling the corner there was pretty nice. Love this reaction though, to use the blast pack immediately and counter ult. But yeah, nice little game plan by Trace as well. Who was it that was doing the... Which team was it that was doing the double blast pack with the Sky Flash to put pressure on players standing here? We watched the game recently. It was an EMEA team, and I can't remember who it was. Was it KC? It might have been Carmen Core, actually. I'm not sure, though. I can't... No, because they don't run Sky in their comp, do they? Ah, was it Vitality? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Oh, it was a breach flash. No, you're right. It was General Mates. It wasn't Vitality, chat. You're right, because I was talking about how Existence was cooking with it. It wasn't Sky. I got it wrong. It was a breach flash. Good memory, Urex. Oh, Urex. Good memory. I really like that set play, though. I think it's a really solid one, and that's pretty similar to what Trace just went for. EDG really deep down mid with some good information at 50 seconds. But again, they're playing A for practically retake here. And that looks like the direction that Trace are going into. I mean, as soon as you see that there's multiple B, and they were pushed all the way down mid, they just know that this is a retake A setup. I would be surprised if Trace even bother really clearing these areas. I mean, look at them. They're barely clearing these spots. Because they know that EDG are playing a retake, and now they've still got both breach flashes and a nade for post plant. They can try to get aggressive on CT here if they want. Haodong's going for the play again. Oh my god. Haodong did get picked off, but Kangkang was set up for the double blast pack. Retake. Haodong going for the same teleport that he got punished for previously. They just take the defuse though. So that's how the retake is supposed to work from EDG. That's not something that we've seen them properly execute yet. So they've got double blast pack, paranoia, recon dart. So they paranoia recon, double blast pack, then they teleport Haodong onto the box as well. In theory, Haodong is supposed to have blinded everybody who would kill him. I can see what EDG are cooking. Are they really going to win this game? I feel like if EDG win this 13-11, Trace are going to be kicking themselves for not having been able to stop EDG's pistol setups. The pistol round strats, though, from EDG were really good. It's not one of those cases where it's like, you know, EDG just happened to win the pistol and that's what won them the game. Like, no, their pistol round strats on attack and defense were fucking awesome. They really worked for those pistols. Alright, so this round's a bit different as well because Kangkang and Nobody are flanking. Now they are going to hit the trip, obviously. Sova ult in post plant. Look at how much Trace are saving for the post plants. Alright, trip gets broken. Flexin ends up dying. Smoggy gets the pick there on Flexin because the flank had pushed him over. Big flash. Great crunch. EDG taking control of this area of the map is beautiful for them on the retake. Oh, the kills! Oh my god! There's no way that that's how we're getting to overtime! EDG's retake looked amazing there, and YOU just tapped them all! Oh my god, what are those shots at the end? Can you even blame EDG in the slightest for the way that they kind of lined up there? Dude. Holy fuck, those shots. He's just tapping away, hitting the heads on the final two players so perfectly. That felt like it should have been EDG's. Which is weird because the whole map felt like it should have been Trace's. And yet the A retakes just started working for EDG towards the end. They got themselves set up in much better positions, avoided the post-plant utility from Trace, and were able to actually get value out of the retakes, and then that happens. Holy shit. Drone to try to clear Kangkang, who doesn't actually get tagged, but does still get cleared. Remember that Trace were putting a heavy focus with their initiators over towards A. If they realize that these trio are playing over towards B, this could trigger a very fast react. They've basically just swapped sides here. These guys have just swapped positions. The Sova and Cypher were threatening B main at the start of the round. Now they're trying to make it seem like they've rotated A. By putting Sova pressure B main at the start and then putting Sova pressure A, it makes it feel like a genuine rotate so much. Because you know that the Sova has done this. The thing is, with how much space Chishu is getting, Haodong is now calling for them to come back to A. So I think this was supposed to be a bit of a fake. And then, because Chishu's just got so much space, they're deciding to finish A. And this is actually where all three of these players are stacked up. I really like that these teams are like adapting to each other and mid-round calling and trying to play the mind games portion of the game. I feel like that was lacking a lot in the FPX DRG match. Kangkang on the lurk. Gets past them. The ult. Sublime. I mean, I say Sublime. It didn't even get them the kill, but YOU is so weak. He's 3 HP. And the blast pack allowed him to dodge the punish from Kai. What a round from EDG to pull out. What a round from EDG to pull out. Working the map in B main, thinking about going for an A fake, returning to Chishu, going for the A exec, turning Kangkang into a lurker. Holy fucking cinema. Actual cinema. Actual cinema. Yeah, Kangkang's lurk play there off the back of his team's distraction, very reminiscent of when he used to play Chamber on this map and just try to backstab as his team was creating a distraction elsewhere. This is a banger map. This is an absolute banger map. Kangkang's picked up the operator, the glass cannon op in OT. Picking down this line. Holy shit. Honestly, actually, we can talk about this in the map break. Drone reclears mid. Not using the busted drone that flies up the wall like this, though. Opportunity missed. Look at this, the same kind of trip that doesn't get broken by the shock dart again. They're keeping the trip alive in B main by making a worse version of the trip. If they played the perfect unbreakable trip, it would get broken. So they play a mediocre trip so that it doesn't. Love this metagame from both of these teams as well, with the Cypher and the Sova. Mind games with each other. They're going to head back into Kangkang here. And think about this. In the previous map, or in the previous rounds, Trace were just kind of contacting up here. And they're doing it again, but this time Kangkang has an op. Great adaptation in OT. And the dude is fucking unleashed. What was I saying before? Trace were assuming EDG were playing offsite, full retake setups, and weren't using very much utility. They were saving it for post. And now Kangkang is making them fucking pay for it. Oh my god, what a banger of a map. What a fucking ultra banger of a map from Trace and EDG. God damn. Holy fuck. That was amazing. Everything about that was amazing. The strategies that both of the teams had were really lovely. The pistol rounds from EDG were fantastic. The adaptation from them in OT was excellent as well. Haodong's attack side calling ended up working out really nicely. The retakes actually worked towards the end there as well, even though I don't think EDG should be playing full retake off site as much. I love the way that Trace were playing around their reclears over towards A main. I do think it was weird that EDG couldn't find a way around that, because I feel like they were just picking the same kind of timings in the round, like 15 seconds in, or maybe not even, like 10 seconds in, just going for the stun reclear with Fang Fang. But they couldn't find a way around it. And yeah, if Trace had been able to win a pistol, if EDG had not come so prepared on the pistol rounds. Oh, I also loved the little set plays that they had to be able to create pressure in mid. The pistol round pop flash play from EDG to create pressure and like find a pick through mid. And Trace's double blast pack play that got countered by Kangkang's ult. So many amazing rounds there on Sunset from these two teams. Holy fuck.